Hey everybody, my name is Old School Nerd. This is my reaction to Epica from Omega Live. This is Kingdom of Heaven Part 3. Strap in. This one is 13 and a half minutes of epicness. Why? Because it's Epica. Duh. Now, this is not my first reaction to Epica. I've reacted to a couple of different Epica performances. What I remember is Simone Simmons' epic voice, Mark Jansen's amazing vocals and his guitar work, the rotating keyboard, chandeliers, fire. That's a lot of what I remember, and epic storytelling, symphonic style. Now, this is the 20th anniversary of Epica. Yeah, they were founded in 2002. The founding member, Mark Jansen, no relation to Floor Jansen, by the way. They're both Dutch, but that's it. But they were both in a band together, and when that band kind of went its own ways, Floor Jansen wound up journeying and wound up in Nightwish. Well, Mark started this band, Epica, and both bands, whether you're looking at Nightwish or Epica, both have a semblance of amazing storytelling, epic performances. Well, this one is Omega Live. This one came out last year. It was kind of a video live concert, if you would. During the pandemic, when you couldn't tour, this was a way for bands to be able to get their live shows out on streaming services, on DVDs, on official broadcasts, and this was Epica's turn. The reason why I'm doing this reaction is they're opening for Sabaton. When Sabaton comes to the US this fall, they're going to be opening. So I get to finally see Epica live. It was on the bucket list. If you remember when I did my first reaction to Epica last year, I said, I have to see this, to experience this band. Well, they're coming to the US and they're opening for Sabaton, and I get to see it October 1st in Houston. All right, let's get into this. It's 13 and a half minutes long, so I probably won't stop it a lot because otherwise this reaction will be 47 and a half minutes, and nobody wants that. I think. Pretty sure. All right, let me get my beard out of the way because it's always in the way. Much better. That's good. All right, let's get into this. There's going to be fire. There's going to be a spinning keyboard, epic vocals, and possibly chandeliers. You've been warned. Turn this up. Whoa! They got Lemire from Beauty and the Beast on Broadway, and all three of the understudies to come and hang on the chandelier and do the Cirque du Soleil on fire stuff. Come on. We knew there was going to be a giant chandelier. I didn't expect there to be performers hanging from it. See? Next level. That's the difference between Epica and Sortica. See? Averagica, right here. Epica, see? See? You're catching on. Yeah, that was stupid. I'll probably not do that again. Sorry. Be our guest, but sorry. Even the mic stands are like ridiculous. I think that might be the only cool thing about the fact they couldn't tour last year, was that they could do a huge production, pool all their money into one epic showing with performers and the Cobras and the everything, you know? It's epic. Flaming Toes. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. Rotating. Okay, so when he rotates this thing, right? Okay, so it's rotating pianist. Is that the same as a helicopter? Okay, sorry. Helicopter, rotating pianist. Synonymous? Maybe. I don't know. Nice. You can say what you want, but I happen to know that flames over a foot high are extremely hot when you're that close. So to even do this, it's got to be distracting, if not uncomfortable for him to do, even if it's just for patter, for visual sense. And also at the end of this reaction, the question about how they have that rotating keyboard connected technically has me completely distracted. It's not just a cool effect. I'm trying to figure out how to get it to work. And rather than talk about it for 30 minutes and keep everyone here longer than they need to be, I'll make a different video later about it. It's really got me twisted. I got to figure it out. No, I know they're using cables to a mobile unit that's mounted underneath the keyboard for the signal. I'm trying to figure out how they're doing the power. Because whether it's alternating current or direct current, you still have to have a positive and negative. How do you rotate that without it becoming tangled in some way, shape, or form? See how my thought process goes? Just saying. There we go. That's a pretty good groove. I do like the different forms that this song is taking, the storyline arcs and movement, because you have that ethereal symphonic portion all the way through, and even the acoustic piano living that lull in the action, and it explodes into a conflict, that guitar groove just driven. It almost like you have the introduction of the protagonist, a lull in the action, then you have conflict here. It's musical storytelling. It's one thing that a lot of these symphonic bands do better than anybody. And even if you aren't interested in the lyrical content of the story, musically, your soul gets lifted and dropped, pulled this way, pushed that way. It's good for the soul, for music to tell a story too. So they're really good at this. You can almost say they're epic. Sorry. I know. I'm sorry.
United by nature, our goal was we all are part of each other. Together we stand strong. Together we are one.
Even putting in a walking bass section in this, that's pretty good stuff. Everyone gets a turn. Everybody.
As we linger towards our final breath, forge yourself, be ready.
Props to bass walking Jesus on this one. Right? Okay, here it comes. And look, we've got 3 minutes Just give me 3 minutes for the rest of the song. Okay. But here's my problem. This band, the pianist, keyboardist, synth, string accompaniment person of this band. I know he looks like David from Disturbed, but don't let that get into your head. What's gonna get in your head is this keyboard he uses. I know you're thinking the helicopter spinning one was one thing. Wait till you see the circular. Yeah, I know on October 1st, my goal is to meet Sabaton, to meet Tommy, give him a hug, tell him how much I appreciate all of he does, meet the other guys from Sabaton, tell them thank you for all the historical content. They've touched my lives. They've touched so many people's lives. I would love to meet them. But I got to find this guy because I got to figure out how they do all this stuff. Because engineering-wise, electronic technician-wise, this is all custom one-off stuff. And I'm obsessed to figure out how they make it work. Seriously. It's like you're the keyboardist for Epica. Okay, the drummer's got his drum kit. He's got fire. He's got flames. The guitarist can rock and they can do all this stuff. You have Simone Simmons, who's just like a freaking goddess in the front. And the piano player's in the back going, you know what? I need to be a rock star too. And he's like, well, To Almost from Nightwish has that big thing, that looks like a pipe organ thing. And that's pretty epic. And then the guy from Powerwolf, he's got this. He's also got something really big and epic every time. He's like, what can I do? He's like, I'm going to make my stuff spin. And then when everyone gets bored with the spinning keyboard, I'm going to take out a mobile unit that literally looks like a boomerang / curved. It's literally half a circle. It's ridiculous. Don't believe me? Watch this. Custom keyboard, custom harness to wear it.
Rise, perceive, and do believe that wisdom lies within you. All that's lost can be retrieved. This bright does shine inside. Does just as water turns to snow, what is above so is below. In time we learn to heal the sounds. We can cure ourselves. Use this healing energy. Form a holy trinity. This is the knowledge that we have been searching for. Just as water turns to snow, what is above so is below. In time we learn to heal ourselves. Use this healing energy. Form a holy trinity. This is the knowledge that we have been searching for.
Man, get out of town. It's seriously like going to an opera but metal, but it's just freaking awesome. All right, so that's Epica. The band originally Dutch founded by Mark Jansen. He's the vocalist and guitarist there. Cannot wait to see this band live. I mean, it's an experience. It's not just a musical performance. It is a storytelling experience. As promised, I didn't stop it a lot. I didn't talk you guys to death. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this reaction now, wishing everyone a wonderful day. However, when you see the little logo come up, wait 5 seconds. And if you want to stay and me try to figure out what's going on with this keyboard, I'll talk about that too. This is a first for me. But rather than bore everyone with 20 minutes of talking about how it's possible to do the keyboard that rotates, I'm going to do it after the reaction. Everyone have a wonderful day. And all you tech nerds, you can hang out after. We'll see you later. Oh no, I'm still here. Okay, so let's talk about this keyboard. Okay, this keyboard is freaking me out. And here's the situation with this, okay? I was looking at it. Okay, it's a Roland, okay? And the key behind this is, for me, is I'm watching him spin this unit, right? I want to get a good picture of it if I can. Okay, on this Roland, there's a really good picture of it towards the end. So I'm going to get it there towards the end. Okay, on this Roland keyboard, and we're going to get to it. He's on this pedestal stand, which is in and of itself impressive. But the first thing you have to realize is, for any piece of equipment that is anchored to the ground to rotate, it requires power. Now, if we were to talk about the connections, I'm going to find a picture of this damn keyboard. Okay. Any piece of equipment, no matter whether it be a guitar, guitars, drums, everything else can easily be done mobile style. That was a really good picture. Now I got to go back and find it again. Damn it. This is difficult. Hold on. I had it. Where was it? Okay, you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Okay. Let's just let it play until we get a good picture. Now, when you're dealing with any piece of equipment that is powered by AC, alternating current, okay, here we go. That's what I wanted. There. Okay. So any piece of equipment, especially keyboards, have to be plugged in because they use an AC power source. However, I know everyone sees, okay, the two prongs plug into the back. It's a double poled AC current. There's a positive and a negative, just like everything that's electrical, everything that's magnetic. Okay. So it plugs into the back of the keyboard and that's run down, and you normally plug that into an electrical adapter. However, what most people don't realize is, on a bigger keyboard like that, yes, it is AC power into the unit, but there's a converter inside that reduces the amperage down to whatever they need. Normally, a keyboard like this doesn't use 120 volt power. It's actually 24 volt or even lower, depending upon the model. So this part right here that we're looking at, that is the electronic pack. I don't think that's the power unit. That's all of your Ethernet, coax, 1/4 inch, whatever the connector, digital audio out connectors, go into this mobile unit, similar to a guitar, right? When you plug in an electric guitar, it's not actually electric. It's the battery pack with the 1/4 inch plugs in, gives you your phantom power, and also powers the pickups, and it transmits the signals from the guitar to a receiving unit on stage. Okay, an RF receiving unit. This keyboard's doing the exact same thing. So obviously he doesn't have to have cables plugged into the back of the keyboard that go to the ground. Okay, that's all well and good. My thought process was this: how are they powering the keyboard? Because the entire unit rotates on this shaft right here. Okay. Now, there are 3 possibilities. Ready? Number 1. And this is the one that's probably not the case, but it's the first one I thought, and I went, I don't know. That seems like a lot of trouble. You can't run a cable through that shaft because the cable is going to be 2-prong. And it will twist. And eventually, if he twists it so many ways one way, he's got to come back. Now, there are couplers that allow swiveling, but they're so problematic. Why would you do that? It's just, the possibility of failure is too high, especially on a live instrument. The other one is a coax engineered solution, where instead of the power being left and right like a regular cable, you put your hot positive in the center, okay, like a coax cable. There's a center prong, right? Then there's a shield around that, and then on the outside is the negative pole on a separate ring on the outside. They could sit together and they could swivel, and your power would still be separated, allowing it like that. Completely possible. However, again, really expensive, very difficult. Plus, you're putting a lot of pressure right here. I don't know. There's a third possibility, okay? And this is the one that made me realize now it makes sense. This pedestal is redonkulous. It's like this big around. It's like 8 inches across. Why do you need such a big pedestal to hold the keyboard? It's a rolling keyboard, so it's automatically going to be very, very heavy. But then I realized, oh, the reason why they need such a big bulk on the bottom pedestal is to counteract the weight of the keyboard. What you can do with a Roland like this is, a Roland like this has an amp inside. It's called a block down converter, where it takes AC power and converts it to DC power, and it's very, very heavy. If you were to order it without that, you can convert that DC power block into battery storage space. Also, you could store battery storage space all along on the inside of this frame. We're to a point now where battery power, the technology of batteries, is capable of holding charge 4, 5, 6 hours. Operating the keyboard, which is not 120 volt, it's actually like 24, 48, whatever the scaled down version is. And then it would operate also the mobile unit. So technically this could all be done using battery power. And even if you inlaid the battery within where the block down converter would be in the keyboard, that'll give you at least an hour worth of playtime. And then you could put more in here. And I'm just guessing. I would love to ask them and find out myself, but I don't know. But it's very interesting to think how they could do such a thing. I mean, 20 years ago, you couldn't. 20 years ago, to take 20-year-old technology and to be able to hold enough battery power to run a Roland keyboard of this size was impractical. But nowadays, with the way technology is, it's very interesting to figure it out. Okay. You're welcome for me not going down this tangent during the reaction. But for those who stayed this long, all my little nerds out there, this is my thoughts. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I close? Am I way the hell off? I don't know. But isn't it interesting that I'm now obsessed trying to figure out how this thing works? All right, well, thanks for hanging out. No, I'm just going to stop the recording because the reaction was over like 5 minutes ago. Bye. Thank you for staying and nerding out with me. I couldn't help myself.